Absenteeism. One topic that we should keep at the forefront of our minds is how to deal with absenteeism during this pandemic. For reference, a person who tests positive for COVID-19 will be required to isolate for 10 days from when they develop symptoms. A non-vaccinated person who has been exposed to COVID-19 will be required to quarantine for 14 days. And at any point in time, students may need to stay home for varying lengths due to exposure, caregiving for others, school closures, and more. We must be understanding and have a plan to support these individuals. One thing you can do is, if a student is high risk themselves, encourage them to seek accommodations through the school's Disability Services Office. You should also have an outline planned in your syllabus if you're teaching for what students should do and what they should expect if they have to quarantine, isolate, or care for someone. If a student themselves has to quarantine or isolate, make sure they know to contact the Health and Safety Office. Their email is healthandsafety@seattlecolleges.edu. You should also contact the Health and Safety Office if the student was directed to isolate or quarantine. You should not, however, share any medical information or health status with anyone other than the Health and Safety Office. The Health and Safety team, along with the Public Information's Office, will share information with those who need it. Please encourage students to stay home if they're sick, even if they don't think they have COVID. This goes for you too. Do not come to campus if you are sick. You should also not ask for or require a doctor's note or any proof of sickness or wellness from students. What about if you, as an instructor, have to quarantine, isolate, or take care of someone? If you're holding on-campus classes, you could be instructed to quarantine or isolate at any time, making teaching your class a bit complicated. Make sure you have plans for what you will do for 10 to 14 days if you are unable to meet your students on campus. This may be hosting virtual classes, substituting with online assignments, independent study, or something else entirely. Making a plan, communicating it with students beforehand, and being ready to switch modes at any time will make these unexpected events a little easier on everyone. If you would like to know more about the quarantine and isolation guidelines, they are in the ICP. And as always, contact your unit administrator if you need further assistance.